Hi everyone, my name is Emma and I am one of the AmeriCorps Sustainability Coordinators at the Hood Canal Salmon Enhancement Group that's located in Belfair, Washington. The Salmon Center is a very cool place to be because not only do we have an office where we meet to plan salmon habitat restoration projects, but we also have a fully functioning organic garden located on our site called the Farm at Water's Edge. This is the home to many different animals, including some llamas and some alpacas. We also have goats, we have chickens, we have ducks, and we have many crops that we grow on our farm. Our farm is also located right next to a recently restored estuary habitat, and because we're so close to native wildlife, we really try our best to reduce waste that we have on our farm, including pesticides and herbicides, but also including trash and food waste as well. So today we are going to be joining our friend Cassie. She's going to be located in our garden and she's going to give you guys a couple of details about how we use our burlap sacks and also how we use cardboard in our garden. So before we touch in with Cassie, we're going to do a quick garden tour to just show you where we're located and what we do. So we are a you-pick garden, which means the public can come to any of our gardens and they can pick whatever they want. Right now we have a lot of little things growing. We have some squash right here. We have some bigger crops that are going to be ready to harvest in July, and that's our garlic, which is in kind of a crazy weed row. But our garden is pretty large. We also have a couple of pea patches for community members to rent out, and we have a high tunnel on the other side of our property as well. So here we have some newly planted Delicata Squash as well. Located right across the street is our restored estuary habitat. There we have lots of native bird species. We have lots of areas and habitats for salmon to survive. So it's really important that we do all that we can to help make our garden really healthy by making sure that we don't have any waste and making sure that nothing runs off into the estuary habitat.
In our garden here at the Farm at Water's Edge, we use burlap sacks to create walkways between our rows of produce. Some are overgrown a little bit, and some are looking brand new like these ones. And some are in the middle. These two rows can show you a comparison between the old burlap sacks and the new burlap sacks that we have over here. The old ones, these ones, we have recently pulled them up and re-put them over top because they are still in good quality, but we do have some more that are further down here that are still underneath a lot of the growth that is grown here. And when we pull them up, they might not be in good quality, so that is where these new ones come into hand, and we can create these so that we can have new and fresh rows. We also used recycled cardboard to put over top of our plants when they winter. This is what is left over from the wintering year that we have not yet put into the compost, but we use cardboard that only has black ink on it because there are very little chemicals in them. Colored ink usually has more chemicals than the black, so we make sure that we use only the black ink so it is more organic and healthier for the environment and any of the animals that are available or in the area. But we would usually put that over these rows right here to protect them and keep them dormant throughout the winter, and then collect them in the spring.
Once our burlap sacks or our cardboard gets too damaged to keep reusing, we then throw them into the compost, and this allows us to reduce our waste even more and also create awesome new soil for our new plants to grow. One really awesome thing we'd like to mention is that all of our burlap sacks and all of our cardboard is donated by local businesses. Our cardboard is donated by Rite Aid, which is located in Belfair, and our burlap sacks are donated by Grounds for Change, which is an organic coffee roaster that's located in Poulsbo, Washington. Another way we help decrease waste at the Salmon Center is through Burma Composting. Burma Composting is a process of making composted mulch with the help of worms. So when we have any leftover food scraps from our vegetables at lunch, we take them out to our worm bin, we open this up, and then we're able to throw them in. This bin is a home to many little critters who enjoy food waste, including worms. When we throw our scraps in, we make sure that they're cut up into tiny little pieces because it makes it very easy for worms to eat. We also make sure that there's an equal amount of brown materials and green materials. So brown materials are going to be things like paper, going to be other things like egg cartons, cardboard, and dry leaves. And green materials include things like vegetable and fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and dead plant material. We want to make sure to not put any meat or anything salty, citrusy, spicy, or oily in the worm bin because these items will be harder for the worms to eat. So let's give them a little snack and add to their food scraps here. Once the food scraps are added, the worms are then going to help break down or decompose our food scraps by eating the scraps and leaving behind castings or poop that create very dark, nutrient-dense soil. This compost or soil we can then put into our garden, and it helps give our crops all the nutrients that they need to grow big and strong. So that is it. So thank you guys all for joining us on our garden adventure to see how we reduce waste at the farm at Water's Edge at the Salmon Center. Hopefully you can use a few of these tips in your garden to help make your garden more sustainable as well.